Hello and welcome to sections 3 and 4. Section 3 is covering employment operations and practices. This section covers some general guidelines and expectations as it relates to your employment. Section 3.03 is attendance and punctuality. Regular attendance is expected of every employee, and excessive absences or tardiness can place a burden on other employees. However, we do understand that on occasion, personal matters or illness may arise. In those instances, we just ask that you communicate with your direct manager as soon as you know that you are unable to report to work. Section 3.05 is timekeeping requirements. All non-exempt employees are required to review their timesheets in Service Titan by 8 a.m. on the Tuesday following the close of the pay period. Your timesheets in Service Titan will include your hours worked, your meal periods, overtime, and any absences due to sickness, holiday, paid time off, or unpaid time off. Section 3.07 covers professional appearance. As you know, at David Michael Plumbing, we have a very branded image, and therefore it is important to follow the guidelines outlined in this section. Section 3.11 covers our smoking policy. We do respect your personal decision to smoke. However, we also want to be considerate of those who choose not to smoke. Therefore, the company has a no smoking policy unless in a designated smoking area. It is important to note that the company does not permit employees or guests to smoke on company premises, including in the parking lot, in company vehicles, or at a customer's home or job site. Section 3.17 is after employment with David Michael Plumbing. Should an employee decide to terminate their employment, the company expects as much advance notice as possible. 2 weeks is considered the minimum, and we do ask that you provide that notice in writing. It is also important to keep us notified of any address changes after you leave the company so that your W-2 can be provided to you in a timely manner. Additionally, should any of your future employers need to verify your employment with David Michael Plumbing, we ask that you direct all of those inquiries through Lisa in Human Resources. Section 4 is our technology and communication policy. This policy outlines the company's guidelines in acceptable use of technology, including, but not limited to, internet, email, as well as any company-owned hardware or software. Section 4.01 goes over several guidelines for use, and I'd encourage you obviously to read through all of those. All technology provided by the company is property of the company and not the employee. In general, use of the company's systems and electronic communications should be job-related and not for personal use. Section 4.01, item 4 is very important, so I'm actually going to read that one word for word. Employees may not use the company's internet, email, or other electronic communications to transmit, retrieve, or store any communications or other content of defamatory, discriminatory, harassing, or pornographic nature. No messages with derogatory or inflammatory remarks about an individual's race, age, disability, religion, national origin, physical attributes, sexual preference, or other characteristics protected by law may be transmitted. Harassment of any kind is prohibited. Any media inquiries that are received should be directed specifically to Lisa in Human Resources. Employees are not permitted to represent the company when speaking to the media. And section 4.02 goes over the company's right to monitor and consequences for misuse. When using company equipment, internet, hardware, or software, employees should have no expectation of privacy. And that brings us to the end of sections 3 and 4.